Hello and welcome again to Christine's Creativity Cabinet. Today I have some more Kirkland's dupes to show you. These are really fun, very farmhousey. I've got some farmhouse jars to show you, and I have a chalkboard that I made that I had to do some problem solving with. I hope all of you are staying safe and well, and let's get to making art. I started with some jars. This jar here is a nice kind of large jar that I got from Dollar Tree from the glassware section. For my two smaller jars, I used some plastic mason jars that I also got from Dollar Tree. They were kind of with the Easter craft things. I started by giving them 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. I also had an empty Talenti gelato jar sitting around, so I went ahead and also gave it 2 coats of the Plaster Waverly chalk paint. I also took the lid off the Talenti gelato jar and I gave it a coat of black spray paint. Then I took some buffalo check paper that I printed off the internet and I cut it out and figured out what size to make it so that would go on the jar nicely, and I glued it down using a good coat of Mod Podge. I had to kind of piece it there, you can see, because it wasn't quite long enough to fit all the way around the jar. Also, the little bit of black that you see there comes from a failed attempt at image transfer that I tried, and it really didn't work, so I abandoned it. And then I decided to use this buffalo check to just kind of cover it up. Then I chose a farm animal silhouette from a set of farm animal silhouettes that I printed off the internet, and I cut it out. I used these little detail scissors that I got at the Dollar Tree craft section, and they actually worked really well to cut the silhouettes nice and close. I had a kind of an off-white background, so I didn't want to leave a bright white border around them, so that meant that I had to really cut all the little details out. And those scissors actually worked really well for that. Then I put some Mod Podge on the back and I stuck it down. Then I added some words using these letter stickers that I got in a great big pack at Target Bullseye's Playground for only $3. That was a really great deal. And as you see here, I'm spelling out the words Farm Fresh with those stickers. Then I took some of this black nylon rope that I got from the Dollar Tree hardware section, and I put it on the lid of the Talenti gelato jar with some hot glue. And you just see me doing that there. I just put down a little bit of hot glue and then add a little bit more rope and just keep going. I made a spiral that went all the way around to the inside of the lid. I finished the lid by just taking one of these Dollar Tree wooden cubes and hot gluing it to the center. Moving on to the other jars, I basically just used the same process. I just cut out very closely a farm animal silhouette. I applied some Mod Podge to the back of it and stuck it down. And you'll see me later adding some words to the jar with the same letter stickers. But here I am, I'm attaching the farm animal to the jar. And then the finishing touch was I took some of this Dollar Tree jute twine. I just wrapped it around the neck of the jar several times and then tied it on. It turned out that the knot wasn't quite where I wanted it to be as far as tying a bow goes, so I just tied it into a knot, and then you see me making a separate little bow and then just attaching that with hot glue. With the other jars, I was able to center that adequately and just tie a bow after I wrapped the jute around it. And now you see me here, I'm just adding some the letter stickers again. I'm spelling out Farm Fresh. I spelled out the animal names on the two smaller jars, and that was pretty much the last step. And here are the finished jars. They were very easy to put together, and I really like the kind of farmhouse look that they have. I started with this silver rectangular charger from Dollar Tree. I was going to paint the inside of it, so I started by taking some masking tape and taping off the edges so that the paint wouldn't get where I didn't want it to go. Then I gave the inside of the charger 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. Once the paint was dry, I took off the masking tape only to find this. Turns out the masking tape really didn't do all that great of a job of masking. So here you see me starting to fill in all of that with my black Posca pen, but it really didn't work all that well. So then I tried my big chunky black Dollar Tree marker, and that didn't really work very well either.
I thought this was going to be one of the quick ones.
Okay, I do not recommend using any sort of marker to try to correct those mistakes. So instead, what I did was I went in with my very, very fine paintbrush and used some more of the black Waverly chalk paint and covered up all the stuff that I scraped off when I was trying to correct it with the markers. Unfortunately, the paint then ended up going up onto the edges more than I would have liked it, and it looked uneven. So I had to figure out what to do about that. So what I did about it was I took my craft knife and when the paint was dry, I basically scraped off what I didn't want. I'm going to spare you the horrifying sound this made.
I don't hate it. Keep going.
That's okay. We're moving on. We're rolling with the punches.
So, okay, now I'm going to add some nice jewels from these jewel stickers that I got at the Dollar Tree craft section. Initially, I just thought I'd go the easy route and just put these little 3-part vertical stickers just all the way around, instead of trying to make a kind of a plush shape like it was an inspiration piece. Unfortunately, I found out that I didn't have enough of those to do that, so I had to change courses yet again. So here I am, taking them off and making them into little cross shapes like I was going to do originally, because then I could use the little exclamation point type ones to do the horizontal ones, and that meant that I had enough with 2 packages of these to go all the way around the tray. And here's the finished chalkboard. It actually doesn't look too bad considering the trouble that I had with it. I'm also noticing in the editing process that the original had a kind of a jute cord hanger, which I forgot about when I made this, but that could easily be remedied by just cutting some jute cord and hot gluing it to the back.